Good day, good afternoon. Happy Monday to all the occupiers of White City Place. Um, I hope you're all doing well and probably cramming everything in before Thursday, another lockdown. So I think meditation is really timely. If you're just starting to learn to meditate, it's a really great way to combat feelings of anxiety and unsurety. Yeah, there's so much in the unknown as we venture forward into the next um, stage of this pandemic. And it's good to know that there's always a way to deal with the feelings that arise in everyday life when there is a big change like this. Although we're used to it, right? We've been doing this since March, on and off. Um, but yeah, it's this idea of being able to harness positive emotions no matter what life throws at us. That's the idea with meditation. So um, there are methods to do that. And what I wanted to talk about today, in terms of finding that space where you can then imbue good feelings. Um, and it's this idea that it's finding the focus, first of all, to quieten down the mind. So that's why we have breath exercises, different focal exercises that we might have, whether it's using, I don't know, it could be a candle, it could be staring at something, it could be your breath, it could be body scans. There are so many different ideas behind what you can focus on. And it's not to shut down your mind of thoughts. It's really not to do that. It is to slow down your mind and maybe also create this space between your thoughts. You are designed to think. Your brain is designed to think, so we don't want to stop thoughts coming in, but we do want to try and increase the space between those thoughts. And that brings about awareness. So I'm just taking my socks off because I'm really warm. That's actually an interesting thing as well. It's not necessarily happening right now because I'm not meditating right now, but just while I think about it, when you're meditating and you're doing certain breath exercises, you might feel heat. And that is because some of the breath exercises that we do really help improve your circulation. Why is that good? Because if it's improving your circulation, let's talk about maybe the fingers and the toes, the end points that sometimes get colder first. When we are well circulated, that means that oxygen is traveling through the bloodstream. So we want that to go to our brains as well, right? So we want to have good circulation. So when blood's flowing to our brain, we can think clearly, we can rationalize, we lose a little bit of the brain fog, and we can make good decisions. So this idea about awareness, we are trying to build awareness so that we are in touch with how we feel, so that we are in touch with how we respond to life. And also when we're in touch with how we're feeling, we can then step back and learn to try and control our reactions. That's one of the really great things about being aware. You start to recognize certain traits. You start to recognize body sensations that lead to a certain emotion. So it's finding a good focus for you, a good meditation practice that helps slow down your mind. Now, the reason I wanted to do the one we're going to do today is that I was meditating this morning and my head was busier than usual. That's probably the case for anyone watching this at the moment because of the pandemic. So already we're working out, okay, Thursday's happening, so I've got to get this done, that done, the other done before Thursday. That leaves me 3 days. Okay, what else do I need to do? And your head is just full of stuff right now. So do know that it doesn't matter how long you've been meditating, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned professional, there are going to be days when it takes longer to clear the way. So, what do I mean by that? Create that space between your thoughts. So, I've used this analogy before. Imagine a glitter jar. So, you have a jar full of water and you pour glitter into the top of the jar, and then you put the lid on and you shake it really hard. What you'll find is that the glitter is spiraling around the jar really quickly. Think about every piece of glitter as one of your thoughts. So spiraling around, and then you notice that slowly the spirals slow. And as the spirals slow, the velocity stops, the gravity pulls the little bits of glitter down to the bottom of the jar, but it's slow, right? It starts to slowly, it's almost like a sort of slow rain. As the spirals slow, the glitter slowly goes down. And then what happens is there's still some glitter at the top. Some of it's sitting on the skin of the water at the top, and some of it's just very gently taking its time to go down. So the thoughts are still, some thoughts are still there at the top, just kind of around. But the ones that are slowly going down, they're creating this space between each one. So I want you to think about this analogy when you're meditating and it's taking longer. Think about all of those glitter pieces as your thoughts, and they are slowly, slowly, slowly settling down to the bottom of the jar, creating some space. Now, that space might just feel like a really nice chill out space in your head, like just, freedom from thought. It's just restful. Other times you might become insightful. That's sometimes when a clear thought will come in about something, or an idea, or a feeling about a way to solve a problem or have a conversation. The other thing is that when we clear that space, we can then work on bringing in positive feelings. So trying to create the space so that there is a space to fill with positive feelings. Now, often you can go through an experience of looking at a picture of something that you love, or remembering a happy memory, anything that makes you laugh, or makes you smile, or makes you feel love, a positive feeling. So when you think about those things, you can imbue the feeling, you can remember what it feels like, and you can kind of take it on. You'll notice that when you notice that feeling, it's a feeling that you've brought into your body. And you can get to the point where you can just bring in that feeling, you can harness that feeling without having to go through the steps that make you happy. And the reason I bring this up is you could be having a lousy time. So the last thing you're going to remember is a positive memory, right? You're going to be having a lousy time. That's the time when you need to go, right, I just need to change the feeling in my body by bringing in this positive feeling. When you learn that you can bring in any feeling that you want into your body just by awareness, then you can change your mental state. You can bring in that feeling and you can feel the feeling and you can harness that and let it fill your body. And that puts you in a much better state of play for the rest of the day, knowing also that you can do that throughout your day. So I wanted to bring that in because, this morning my glitter jar, my thoughts were spiraling all over the place. It was busy in there, and I knew I had to take longer to clear the space. I knew it was going to take longer. It wasn't even my choice. I just knew it would take longer, and it did. So I gave myself. Normally, I give myself, 30 minutes to meditate. 20 minutes is ideal if you can manage that every day, knowing that it's going to take you at least 10 to slow down your mind. I knew today it was going to take longer, so I just let it happen. So know that, and then know that you will get there. So this is another thing. People go, I can't meditate, my mind's too busy. Often that's because they're not giving themselves the time, because it does take a long time to slow down the thoughts. Other days you might feel really relaxed and get straight into your meditation, but it's going to be different every time. So if you are struggling with that monkey mind, and it does take a long time, think about, what am I doing to try and slow down my mind? What practices am I using? And look into various practices that you can try. Maybe try a different one. So the one I'm going to use today is something that I haven't done for a while. I think I might have done one on, it'll be in the archives now, but one with a meditation with White City Place Connect a long time ago. But I'm going to bring it in again for those of you that wouldn't have seen it. So I just need to kind of move my laptop away a little bit so that you can see what's going to happen visually and physically. And then we will get into it later on once we're into the meditation proper. So don't do it now, because I'm going to bring you into this place where you're kind of a little bit more ready to do it. But just imagine you've got your arms just kind of like relaxing on your lap and your fingers pointing forward. And what it will be is we'll be breathing in. So you'll be breathing in. I was going to say for a count. We might not do it for a count. Let's just do breathing in. And I want you to imagine as you're breathing in, it's coming through both of your hands. So both at the same time, coming in. And I'll just show you with one hand, but imagine it's happening with both arms. So you're breathing it in, up through the fingers, through the arms, all the way up the shoulders, right up into your neck. And then just imagine it goes into the center of your head and then comes up through the middle of the head and pops out at the crown of your head. And then as you breathe out, that's all one in breath. And then as you breathe out, imagine it coming over, because it's both hands, both arms, coming all the way down your head on the outside of your body, down your arms, all the way down, and then back out through the fingers. So be breathing in through the fingers, all the way up the arms, up the shoulders, into the neck, into the center of the head, right up through the crown. And then as you breathe out, down the outside, all the way down. I'll show you once more with one arm, even though it's both arms, right? So it's in from the fingers, inhaling, all the way up. This is all one breath. Crown the head. Exhale, all the way out. Through the fingers again. That'll be one part of it. And then what we're going to do is, to make it more interesting, once we've done that a few times, is we're going to use the thumb and the forefinger as little gateways. So when you bring the two together, that closes the entry point. So what I might say or suggest in the meditation is, so you've got both hands open for the moment. If both hands are open, then the in-breath comes all the way through both hands and out through both hands. If I decide, I say, right, let's close the right gate, you'll be closing the forefinger and the thumb together. And that only leaves this one open, the left one, right? So you'll be breathing in through that. And exhaling all the way back out. I might keep that gate open and do it again. All the way out. And then I might go, right, okay, close the left gate, open up the right, travel through that. And what you're doing here is you're opening up the different hemispheres of your brain as well. And that can really help your awareness. It's called cross-wiring. So I might do that a few times. And then as we get further into it, because this is going to take a big part of the meditation, so I'm telling you all now so you can see, when we get really into it, what we might do then is cross the arms and then open just one gate. And then imagine it just coming through with your mind's eye. This is, you're going to have your eyes closed at the time, so you won't be able to see it. But just imagine it coming through that way. So you are really cross-wiring. You're crossing hemispheres of your brain. So let's just see how that will go. So now you understand what we'll be doing visually. You'll be able to do it with your eyes closed. And the reason for that is that I found today with my monkey mind, I needed to do something with more focus, something I really had to kind of keep my focus on, because sometimes if your mind is too monkey mind, then just focusing on the breath can also kind of distract you because you're so used to breathing. Even when you count with breathing, you're so used to that it becomes habitual, and then the thoughts start getting distracted. So if you can bring something else in with that focus of the breath, then it will start to take your focus a little bit deeper. It'll be less distracting because you've got quite a lot to think about, but it is just still one thing. It's just your breath coming in and out of your body. Okay, all right. So I am just going to get us set up. So yes, it's time for us to start our meditation. So forget about all of that I just told you for a moment. I will let you know when we're going to get to that point. So just sit nice and comfortable. You probably see I'm sitting on a chair, so I've got a back to lean against. That can be quite nice. Or sitting on the floor is nice, with your back against the sofa. Or if you're really cool sitting cross-legged, you can do that just sitting, like a normal meditation pose. It's up to you. There is no right, there is no wrong, there is only comfort. So you want to be comfortable. All right, so just closing your eyes and just give yourself some shuffle time, just like you would with a glitter jar of your mind. You've got a bit of a glitter jar of your body. It needs to kind of get into a place where it can support you for the next 20 minutes. We're going to meditate for 20 minutes. So you don't need to worry about the time. I will guide you in and guide you out. And I'll give you a little bit of extension time, which means that I will close the video at the end, but I'll leave you there to sit longer if you really want to. And that can be quite nice freeing time. So yeah, just as you're sitting here, start to notice how you're breathing. So not breathing in any particular way, just noticing it. So there's lots of things you can focus on. You can notice whether your breath is long or short, deep or shallow. And also whether you're breathing into your belly or not. And then you can also notice the texture of the breath. So if the breath is slightly staggered or if it is smooth. So smooth coming in, smooth going out, or if it's a little bit uneven. Just noticing. So the idea is that when you're noticing, you don't then try and breathe a certain way. You just step back mindfully from your breath and observe. Almost as if you're stepping outside of your body and looking in to see how you, this person, is breathing. And then we're going to bring our awareness to our body. So bring your awareness to your sitting bones, your hips. Just know that gravity is holding you here, grounding you. So just think about your sitting bones as the grounding point of your body right now. It's taking the most of your weight. And with that solid foundation, your limbs, your arms, and your legs are just relaxing from there. because you have the support of gravity to hold you in place. So taking your awareness to the right foot. I'm going to break that down. So we're going to take our awareness to the heel of your right foot. So you're really sensing that from the inside out. You don't need to do anything with it. You can just get a sense of where that is from the inside without moving your foot at all. And then move to the middle arch of your right foot. And then your right big toe. And then the second toe. The middle toe. The fourth toe. And your little toe. And just take your attention to the skin on top of your foot. And then your ankle. May be able to release the ankle, soften the ankle just a little bit more, maybe. And just going up that right leg a bit, the right calf, just be aware of that muscle, a really big, heavy muscle. And then the opposite of that, the shin bone and the skin tight over the shin bone. And just traveling up to your knee. So many little muscles and tendons and ligaments in your kneecap and behind your knee and above your knee and below your knee. So just try to soften there, even just mentally, just by bringing your awareness there. Just imagine the knee softening. And then just switching over to your left foot. Take your awareness to your left heel. And then the middle arch of your left foot. Your left big toe. Second toe. Middle toe. Fourth toe. And the little pinky toe. And then the skin on top of your foot. And then your ankle. Releasing through your ankle, softening here. And then noticing your heavy left calf. Big muscle in there. The shin bone at the front of your leg. And the skin over your shin bone. Traveling up to your knee, your left knee, relaxing your knee in every way that you can, thinking about it from the front, the back, below it, above it, and just really softening there. Up to your sitting bones where you are nice and grounded. So from there we can travel up the spine. So just take your awareness to your sacrum at the bottom of your spine, that flat piece of bone. And then just as though you're zipping yourself up at the back, traveling up the spine, vertebra by vertebra, all the way up. Right up to the back of your neck. And then just flowing down your shoulders, your elbows, and your wrists. And if your palms are not facing up, just turn them so that they're facing up, resting them on your lap or the table or the chair, wherever you are, whatever's easiest. Probably on your lap is the easiest place to have them. Relaxing through the wrists on both hands. And we'll do the same thing as we did with the feet, but we'll start with the right hand. And just see if you can bring your attention to each finger without moving the fingers. So bring your attention to your right thumb, your right index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, little pinky, and then just take your attention to the skin in the palm of your hand. And it's at this point, if you haven't moved the fingers, your hand might start to feel a little bit numb. It's difficult to tell if it's straight or if the fingers are curled. And that really doesn't matter. You're just bringing your awareness to the energy in the hand, to that feeling, that numb feeling, or pins and needles, whatever it is that you might be sensing. And then take it over to your left hand. So we're now going to focus on the left thumb without moving it. The left index finger, the middle finger, the fourth finger, and the little finger. And now the skin in the palm of your hand. And now just focusing on both hands together. So any sensations that come up, it might just be nothing. It could just be the backs of the hands resting on the lap. Or it could be that numbness. It could be pins and needles, bit of tingling. Or another thing it can be sometimes is feeling energy in the palms of your hands, almost as if there was an invisible ball in both hands, one in each hand. The kind of weight that a ball would maybe have in your hand. That can be a sensation sometimes, and maybe not, and it really doesn't matter. Now I want you to bring the attention behind your eyelids. Whatever you can see behind the eyelids, just focusing on that. And you can refer to this as your chill out space. This is where nothing goes on. All you need to do here is look at the back of your eyelids. So every time and if a thought comes in, you just keep taking your focus to the back of the eyelids. Yeah, and while you're doing that, you might also get a sense of how the body is right now. What sensations am I feeling in the body? Where can I soften more? Well, let me look back at the eyelids. And just really feel this sense of being. And don't worry if thoughts come up. That's really normal. Just bring yourself back to behind your eyelids, focusing there, And focusing on how the body is responding to this relaxed space, your little chill out room. Notice if the breath is soft or if it needs to soften a little bit more. And now we're going to begin the exercise that I demonstrated at the beginning. So just let go of all of your breath, let it all out. Make sure your hands are turned up and they're relaxed on your lap. So push out all of your breath. And then you're going to inhale through the fingertips, up through the arms, up and over your shoulders, inside your head to the crown of the head. You come to the top of the breath. And then as you breathe out, let it just wash over you, the outside of the head, down the shoulders. Let it run down the arms and back out through the fingertips. And then breathing in again through the fingertips. To the crown of the head. And back out over the body. And out through the fingertips. Breathing in again through the fingertips. And breathing out all the way down the body. And again, breathing in. To the crown of the head. And breathing out all the way down the body. Now close your left gate, finger and thumb come together, inhale through the right arm. Traveling up one side to the crown of your head, and letting it go back down this side, breathing it back out. And again, breathing in through the right arm. To the top of your head, and breathing it out. All the way down. And then opening up the left gate, but closing the right. So breathing into the left hand, inhaling. To the top of your head. And breathing out back down the left hand side. And again, breathing in through the left. So you get to the top, the crown of the head. Now close the left gate, but open the right so it comes out down the right side. You're crossing the hemispheres of the brain. And then let the left gate open. Breathe in through both arms. Even on both sides, all the way up to the crown of your head. And then exhale down both arms. Now lifting up the arms and crossing them over. From here, I want you to close the left gate and breathe in through the right fingertips, even though they're crossed. Visualize that crossing the body, then up the arm, over the shoulder, up to the crown of the head, holding it there. And then breathing out the same way. So it's going to come down the right shoulder to the elbow and then crossing over to the left side and through the right fingertips. That was complicated, so doing it again, inhaling through the right fingertips. To the crown of the head. Now close the gate, open the left fingertips, and really think about this going down the left side, even though the arms are crossed. You might run out of breath too quickly, doesn't matter. Breathing into the left hand again. All the way up, right up to the crown of the head. And then close the left gate. Open the right. Breathe the breath out. Breathe in through the right again. All the way to the top of the head. Close the right gate. Open the left. Breathe out down the left side. When you do that, open the right gate, drop the hands down back onto your lap and breathe in through both hands. And you might just start to notice that difference from crossing the hemispheres to then having them both even on both sides. So keep experimenting with this in your own time. You can play with the different formations as much as you like. Really noticing and being aware where the breath is traveling. You are in control. I'm just going to do this for about another minute. Now let that go. Let it go. And just come back to the back of your eyelids. And just notice how you feel. Notice if the activity in your mind has slowed down a little bit, creating some space. And just notice if you can keep the focus at the back of your eyelids for a little bit longer before a thought comes in. Now, I want you to say to yourself really slowly and silently in your own mind, I am happy. I want you to say it over and over again until you start to feel that feeling. Imagine that you are breathing in happiness, letting that feeling fill you, and breathing out, softening into your body, just allowing it to wash over you. Let this happiness state fill your body so that it becomes part of every sensation in your body, your breath, your muscles, your skin, all your cells. It is taking up it's taking up residence in your body, the whole of your body. Breathing in this happiness. And just let it flow in and out of your body with your breath, really relaxed. No real heavy focus required. Just saying it over and over in your head so you can really feel it. So this is what I was talking about earlier about bringing in that feeling. It's a feeling you felt before, so you know how it feels. You're just harnessing it and bringing it into your body because you've created the space for it. Now, it's important that you come out of this meditation in your own time. So, I'm going to leave the meeting. What I suggest is that you sit with this for as long as it feels good. And when you feel it starts to dilute a little bit, you just let it go and go, okay, I'm probably done now. I can bring myself out of the meditation. And you want to do it really, really slowly and mindfully. Allow yourself to open your eyes slowly. Allow yourself to take in the room. You don't have to do it yet, by the way. Stay where you are if you're feeling good with your eyes closed. But just bring yourself back into the world really, really slowly. And know that you can harness this feeling whenever you choose. It's just a matter of sitting in awareness, sitting quietly, and just bringing that feeling.